Wow, what an amazing day you had today, didn't you? The pencil dragon put up quite a fight, but you can't remember anything about it, can you? Of course you can't, because it wasn't you that did it, it was the other you. Let me explain. You said, let's have a game of knots and crosses. I'll beat you. And I said, okay, I'll beat you. So we got some paper and we found we didn't have a pencil. Don't worry, I know where pencils come from, and off you went to the woods. When you got to the woods, you met a bird, and the bird looked at you, and you said, yeep a yeep a yeep, and you felt a bit strange. The next thing you know, you were looking up at yourself. What do I mean? I mean, you were looking up at a child who looked exactly like you. The same funny nose and everything, and that child was looking back at you. You stood looking at each other for a few moments, and you tried to say, who are you? But all you could say was, squawk, squawk. And the other you said, hello, little bird. And you tried to say, I'm not a little bird. But again, all you could say was, squawk, squawk. You don't have any pencils, do you, little bird? Said the other you. You tried to say, I'm looking for pencils too. But she just said, squawk, squawk. Well, said the other you, I haven't got time to chat. I'm looking for pencils. And the other you walked away to the woods. You tried to follow, but when you tried to walk, you could only make teeny weeny, incy wincy, itsy bitsy little steps. You looked down at your legs and you were very surprised to see they were bird legs. So you tried to hop like a bird, and that was much better, so you hopped over to a puddle and looked into the water. You could see yourself in a reflection, and you were a bird. That's funny, you thought. I'm sure I wasn't a bird before. And you noticed you had wings instead of arms, so you opened them up and you tried to use them, and suddenly the ground fell away from you, and you were up in the air, flying through the trees, trying to avoid the branches. You'd never been a bird before, so you were a bit clumsy at flying. You decided to get up above the trees, so you flew higher and higher and upper, and soon you were soaring over the woods. It felt really nice to fly around up there, but after a while you felt a bit hungry. Usually, when you're hungry, you like to eat bananas and pizza and chocolate and things like that, but today, for some reason, you fancied some pine seeds. So you flew down to a pine tree and ate some of the seeds. As you were flapping from one branch to another, you met another bird just like you. You talked to that bird, although it sounded like you were both just squawking, and for some reason you could understand each other perfectly well. Excuse me, you squawked. Do you have any pencils? Why should you be interested in pencils? Squawked the other bird. Birds don't use pencils, she added. But I'm not a bird, you said. I'm a child. Ah, said the other bird. It happened to you too, did it? What do you mean? You asked. Follow me, and I'll show you, said the bird. My name's Qualipole, by the way. Qualipole flew off, and you followed her to the edge of the woods. There, at the edge of the field, was lots of sheep. You and Qualipole sat at the edge of the field, and Qualipole pointed to one of the sheep. See that sheep down there, she said. That sheep used to be me. Now it's a bird. But it's a sheep, you said. No, said Qualipole. I'm a sheep. That's a bird. You looked at the sheep, and it didn't look like a bird. In fact, it looked just like a sheep. I'm confused, she said. I'll try to explain, said Qualipole. You used to be a child. Now you're a bird. I used to be a sheep. Now I'm a bird. But how did that happen, you asked. Do you know what a mockingbird is? Qualipole asked. There are birds which make noises like other things. So if I say bah, the mockingbird says bah. If you say howdy doody, the mockingbird says howdy doody. I see, you said. Well, you and me, we're unlucky because we ran into executive mockingbirds. What's an executive mockingbird, you asked? It's a mockingbird who tries really hard and ends up talking things a bit too far. And now they are us and we are them. So can we change back, you asked? No idea, said Qualipole. Maybe we should look for some other mockingbirds and ask them. So you flew around the woods, and for a while you saw some big group of mockingbirds gathered on a tree, squawking excitedly. You landed on a branch, and you saw a big sign which read, Mockingbird meeting today, 3 p.m. Take the next step. Learn how to become an executive mockingbird with guest speaker Tony Underbird. Soon all the mockingbirds became quiet as the big mockingbird appeared on one of the branches above. Hi everyone, he said. Hi Tony, squawked all the birds excitedly. Are you tired of your sad little lives, squawking and flapping and eating nothing but pine seeds? Don't you want to be like me, strong and mighty? Yes, we do, chanted all the mockingbirds. Well, you can, said Tony Underbird. You just need to eat the seeds from the magic pine tree. Then you'll become an executive mockingbird. Where is the magic pine tree? Squawked the birds. Not so fast. The magic pine tree belongs to me and is guarded by buzzards. To get past them, you'll need to know the password. What's the password, Tony? Squawked a mockingbird. I can't tell you the password, or I can tell you the password, but first you'll have to pay me £100, said Tony. Pay from an orderly queue along this branch. Then many of the birds got into a line, and Tony Underbird paid £100, and you and Quapple didn't have £100. So what do we do? Said Quapple. Look, you said, that bird has paid, and now he's flying to the magic pine tree, so let's follow him. So you followed that bird, and it flew over the woods into a big river, and after a while there was a waterfall. And that bird flew behind the waterfall, and behind the waterfall was a cave. And he flew through the cave, and at the end of the cave he came out to a secret valley, and in the secret valley, in the middle of a big meadow, was the magic pine tree. The tree was guarded on all sides by big buzzards. You saw the mockingbird go up to one of the buzzard guards and give the password, and although you couldn't hear it, the buzzard let the mockingbird pass. You and Quapple flew around the tree, but there were buzzards on every side. You spotted one very young-looking buzzard guard. Let's try here, you said to Quapple, and you flew down to that guard. Halt, said the guard. You cannot pass without the password. You took the guess and said, Equal play, ickle puss. Wrong, said the guard. Crumblefish, bumblefish. Guessed Quapple. Wrong again, said the guard. Humpity peekaboo, you guessed again. Wrong again, said the guard. You're not very good at this, are you? Well, you said, if you're such a smarty pass, what is the password then? Easy, said the guard. It's Engelbert Humplestick. Then the guard looked very shocked and covered his mouth. Oops! I shouldn't have told you that. Please don't tell anyone I told you. I'll be in big trouble. We won't tell you, said. Then you flew away. But you didn't fly very far. You flew around just the other side of the tree and went up to the big, angry guard looking there. What's the password? Asked the guard. You and Quapple replied, Engelbert Humpeldick. That's right, said the guard, and he let you through. You flew through the branches of the tree and you ate some of the magic pine seeds. When you left, the guard said, Don't forget the magic words. You believe E-B-U. We won't, you said, and you and Quapple flew back to the woods. Now we just have to find our doubles so we could change back, said Quapple. I know where we can find the other me easily. I'm in the sheep field. But where can I find the other me, you asked. I'll help you look, said Quapple. So you flew around looking for the other you. There you are, squawked Quapple, walking by the stream, and you're carrying a pencil. You flew down to the other you. Uh-oh, said the other you. You be do, you said quickly, and you both changed back to who you were before you changed back to the child, and the other you changed back to the bird. And the other you's arms changed back into the wings, so it dropped the pencil it was carrying. Go away, scat, you said, waving your arms, and that bird flew off in a fright. You picked up the pencil and you put it in your pocket, and you turned to Quapple. Thank you for your help, Quapple. Now you fly back to the sheep field and change back too. Squawk, squawk, said Quapple, and she flew off. Later on the way home, you walked to that sheep field full of sheep. You wondered if Quapple had changed back, and if she had, which of those sheep was her. They all looked the same to you. Then one sheep came right up to you and said, Bah! Quapple? You asked, and that sheep winked at you. Goodbye, Quapple, you said. It was nice to meet you, and I'm glad you changed back into a sheep. And then you came home with that pencil, and we played Noughts and Crosses, and you won every game. I suppose you can't remember anything about your adventure today, visiting that witch in the Black Forest and fighting the pencil dragon to get that pencil. But it's not surprising that you can't remember, because it was those other things that you did, wasn't it? So 3 cheers for you. Hip hip. I'll see you tomorrow.